All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanan, and we got some breaking news, really good news. Shakur Stevenson's fight is in talks for a terrific fight coming up in September or October against Emmanuel Navaratte. And that should be one of the best fights that can be made at 130 pounds. Unfortunately, though, it prevents or at least postpones one of Shakur's major goals in that division. But let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanan. In this video, we're going to talk about Shakur Stevenson looking like he's taking the path of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and is going to be getting another feature fight for him against Emmanuel Navaratte. If you're not familiar with who Navaratte is, you definitely should go check him out. Very, very good Mexican fighter. But before I get into that and what it means in that division and for Shakur Stevenson, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are a longtime subscriber or a regular viewer of the videos, man, thank you so much for your support by watching the live streams we do and the videos that we do in this boxing community. And if you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. We do them on a daily basis. We have live stream conversations on a daily basis. And so I think you'll really enjoy the boxing commentary. We hit it on from all kind of different angles, all different kind of weight classes in the live stream. So definitely check us out by hitting that subscribe and the bell icon. All right, so let's get into this, man. Shakur Stevenson, one of the best fighters in the world, easy. In my opinion, the best 130 pound fighter, and a fighter that is saying that he wants to be an undisputed champion at 130 pounds. That's what he has his goal set to. However, it appears as if that is not going to happen next for him, which would be a fight with the guy that beat Ogawa or Gutierrez, the fights that Shakur Stevenson wanted. However, for boxing fans, we're going to have a good one, and that is the fight with Emmanuel Navaratte. Now, if it's Navaratte, please forgive me. Different way. I'm not the best person at pronouncing Spanish last names, but Emmanuel Navaratte is a very, very good fighter. He was a 126 pound champion. I believe he might have also been a 122 pound champion, but the guy is most famous for his absolute demolishments of Isaac Dogboe for the belts that Isaac Dogboe had held. And I do believe that was at 126. Please forgive me if I'm wrong. Right. So, yeah, I think that was at 122. And so he's a 122 pound champion for the WBO. I do believe he also then moved up and got the belt that Shakur Stevenson had at 126 pounds. So he won that. He won that fight at 126 pounds. 126 pounds, the WBO championship. And now he's moving up to fight for the WBO title and the WBC title at 130 pounds. So Emmanuel Navaratte was a world champion at 122, 126, and now he's going for his third weight division at 130 pounds. A very exciting fighter, come forward fighter, throws a lot of shots, had really good fights with Joet Gonzalez, the last couple of fights with Christopher Diaz, Ruben Villa, good fights. I think 2 out of the 3 in the last weight classes went the distance, but just, barn burner type of fighter. However, the type of fighter that is pretty much tailor-made for Shakur Stevenson, considering he's a smaller fighter coming up from 122 pounds up to 130 pounds, through the 126 pound division. But it is also a fighter that with Shakur Stevenson, I don't think it can be anything but an exciting fight, and more than likely is going to really showcase Shakur Stevenson's talents. I'm not surprised that Emmanuel Navaratte would take that fight, though. The dude seems like just a real true warrior. Now, at the same time, while he did come up from 22 to 26 to 30, he's also was a really, really big 122 pounder, right? Even looks like he was a big 126 pounder. However, the knockouts at 126 really did not come as much. Like if you looked at what he had done at super bantamweight, he had a knockout against Dogbo, Dogbay, Devaka, Elorde, Horta, and his last fight was and I can't know how to pronounce his name, but knocked out there. So he like a five fight knockout streak at 122 pounds. But when he got to 130, I think, at 126, he really didn't show as much power. But now coming up to all the way up to super featherweight with Shakur, you got a guy that started his campaign at 126 and is probably going to just be too much for Navaratte, at this point in time. However, it is a fight that should definitely sell, and it is a fight that should definitely be very good for Shakur Stevenson's stock, because it's just a fight that people are going to want to see, and a fight that's going to be very, very interesting, right? And the reason I say it's kind of like a Floyd Mayweather Jr. thing is because this will be the second fight in a row where Top Rank gave him a very, very good competitor to fight, and a guy that is not a pushover, right? So it's not like, I'm not saying it's like the same, flat-footed, guy with a Latin last name that, Gervonta Davis gets accused of, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. may have been a little bit guilty of at 147 pounds. And now I'm talking about the fights against guys like Jose Luis Castillo, Diego Corrales, Gernero Hernandez, early in Floyd's career, that really where you got to see how exciting a fighter is and really did hone him into being a better fighter. Because, even though I have Shakur Stevenson winning this fight and winning it, should probably convincing it, I would be surprised if it wasn't a knockout because of the way Navaratte comes forward and he's going to try to, really try to push the fight. It's still going to make him a better fighter because of the level of skill that Navaratte brings to it, his championship experience, his heart, and all of that he's going to bring to it. He's going to put the best foot forward in that particular fight. And Shakur is going to have to deal with a guy that's going to be fighting him and really trying to come and get him, no matter what he does. I don't see Navaratte doing like George Kambosos did, which was just being completely perplexed and even when he was perplexed by Devin Haney, not trying to engage, right? Or even like what happened with Jojo Diaz, where where Felix Diaz, is that the right? I'm just to make sure. What is the name of the guy? Oscar Valdez. That's the name of the guy I'm looking for. Oscar Valdez. In the last fight with Shakur Stevenson, I thought, really was not able. He tried to get aggressive, but he was calculated with it. I think that Navaratte is going to be more of, like a pure aggressive guy, and that is going to try to really keep coming. But, Shakur is just going to shut him down and knock him out. And I think it'll be a really good fight for his legacy. However, it is a situation where, again, Bob Arum is not trying to make those fights for the undisputed title. He's trying to make a fight that is a more attractive fighter because of the name of the fighter that they, where they know him, right? And Navaratte is a known commodity and one of the best fighters they have over there on Top Rank. So if Shakur really wants that undisputed thing, it looks like he's going to have to go up there to 126 to get that done. Up to 135 to get that done. So anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.